My name is Pamela Burnett. When I went there, because I called him over the weekend, it was the 4th of July weekend, I'll never forget that. I went in and he felt it. He said, this needs to come out now. He said, but we don't have time. He said, well, we got to go back in and get some more. I said, what? I said, okay, that was my word. It was a relationship with the Most High I was missing. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I'm in my 15th year. My very first mammogram was at the age of 40. At 40, I think that's when we were told that we had to, that was during the time we have to start getting our breast exam. And so I did. I didn't know anything about it. It was just a part of my women's wellness. And so I did what my doctor instructed me to, and I went to have my breast exam. And not knowing anything about it, just thinking that it's routine. The physician at the imaging place, they said, oh, well, they took my mammogram, and they said, okay. Because it was my very first one, they told me to come back in about 6 months. Okay, knowing what I know now, I just thought because I had nothing to compare it with. So I came back 6 months, not thinking anything, So went back to 6 months, and they say, okay, we want you to come back in another 6 months. Still not knowing anything, not fear for anything. And so I went back 6 months. Now he says come back in 3 months. I didn't ask any questions, because when you don't want to feel as if you're stupid asking questions, to the professionals. So I went back. I'm worried. Those 3 months seemed like they were so long. Now I'm not doing screening mammograms. They did, we have to do an ultrasound. So I did an ultrasound. And my very first ultrasound didn't even know what that was about either. Didn't ask any questions. Still not asking any questions about my body. But something changed afterwards. Brought out a physician with her. He said, we need to talk with you. I said, talk with me? I said, okay. Not thinking anything was going on. They said, you have breast cancer. I said, breast cancer? No, I don't. I said, you've been monitoring me all those months. Because every time I went in, whether it was the 6 months, they said, well, we're going to monitor you. And I said, no, you've been monitoring me. They said, well, then we need you to take these films and take them to your doctor, an oncologist. Okay, still no question. What the hell is an oncologist? I thought, I didn't know what an oncologist was. The doctor and the technician telling me that I had breast cancer. I'm not believing anything. I just want you to know, I wasn't believing any of that. I said, nope, they've been monitoring me. They don't know what they're talking about. They told me to give my films to an oncologist. I gave my film to a gynecologist. Isn't that something? Who has an oncologist, So I'm in the operating room. They're prepping me, and I brought my films with me. And I handed them to my gynecologist. He actually looked at them. And he looked at them, and he said, Pam. He said, now he looked at all the film, and he said, he came back. I'm laying on the gurney all ready with, needles in my arm, finna get ready and go under. He said, Pam, do you want to have this operation, or do you want to wait until after this is taken care of? But there was a nurse behind him, and she said, no, have this now. So I didn't know, so I went on and had the hysterectomy. This was in November. I didn't get a chance to see a oncologist whom my gynecologist referred me to until January the 14th, 2 days before my birthday. I went in and I saw him, and he took those same films that I showed my gynecologist, and he put them up on the wall where they can read them, you know. He doesn't know that I have not accepted this. He's thinking that I know that I have breast cancer. I'm in denial. He put the films up. He said, that's breast cancer, that's breast cancer, that's breast cancer, that's breast cancer. All those films that was taken at the imaging place that they kept saying that they were monitoring me. He said, all of these shows you have breast cancer. I was just sobbing. I went by myself. Something you should never do. I didn't know what to do. I was in surgery 2 days later on my birthday. On my birthday. Still didn't ask any questions, just allowed them to do what they had to do. They took a tissue. It was called a biopsy. They went in and they took some tissue out. And they analyzed it, and yes, it was. So they thinking that they're doing a lumpectomy. A lumpectomy is when they take the cancerous tissue out, and there's something that's called a margin. And so they went in the first time, but they didn't get enough. So then they said, oh, we have to go back in.